You ever ruin any close relationships? So I'll get ready for a show because of your focus was too strong.
When I was younger, definitely.
Yeah.
But it, kind of, I feel like everything happens for a reason and I don't regret anything, but I was young. Like I was early 20s, 22 maybe. Yeah. 21. I was still living in Canada. I was dating this guy. He was a little bit older than me. And I just remember I put like all of my eggs in that competing basket. Like I just wanted to become a pro. And really, I guess it was, I kind of wanted to like break up with him anyways, but I didn't know how to do it. So I just kind of like submersed myself into this like bodybuilding, like dream lifestyle. And it definitely paid off. But yeah.
Why'd you want to break up with him?
We just had like different paths. Like it was just, we were young. Well, I was young. He was kind of young, maybe like 25 or something. But yeah, we just kind of like in college, we went like different ways and
yeah. Ben, have you ever regretted losing a relationship because of bodybuilding?
No. The last prep I did taught me a lot though. Like I was I grew from it because I realized that I'd probably been a bit too focused and had compromised on some home life happiness, not my own happiness, because I thought I was happy as Larry, but then afterwards I didn't realize quite how much she'd had to put up with. So it actually, I grew a lot out of it. So I don't regret it.
So for people listening who haven't been down the road yet but are on their way, what exactly is it that you were doing that was shitty, and what are you going to do better? What's going to be different?
It was actually, you know what it is? It was more my off season where I was so fucking on point, and you were giving me a hard time.
Do I get to say I told you so now?
You get to the one time you get to say it back to me, yes.
You always tell me I told you so. I get to say it one time.
That's what I mean. You get it's only fair. No, look, my physique.
But tell people what we're talking about.
My physique benefited from it, right? But my home life, my home life is great. So it's not like I'm not. I don't want to make it sound like everything's gone to shit, but she was being tolerant.
Well,
right?
let's be more specific about what we're talking about. So in the off season, Ben was insanely perfect about his diet. Never cheat meal, never going out to dinner, never anything, right? Unless you were allowed to, which was almost never.
Yeah.
So
a cheat meal for me would be like Patrick would let me have 20 pieces of salmon sashimi, right?
Yeah. So what we discussed, what I would always be hard on, what I would always be on him about was, I'm like, it's not going to hurt your progress if you go out to like an Italian restaurant and have like fucking a steak and pasta or something. It's not going to make you any worse. If anything, it might make you better. So we had this constant debate. And whether you think it'll make you better or not, it might make you 1% better. It might make you 1% worse. Who knows? But you're saying it might not have been worth the extra percent based on the aggravation.
Physically, I'm not going to fault it, right?
Yeah.
The progress I made in terms of a bodybuilding out and out, if I was single, that's exactly what I would do again.
Of course.
But where it left us immediately post-show was rocky. Honestly, rocky. Fucking hell. It may sound like we were really going, but we had to have a few conversations.
Yeah, you just had to make changes.
I had to acknowledge a few things and accept a few things, and then kind of adapt and kind of change things accordingly. And we've agreed that, that attitude and application is fully acceptable when prep starts.
Yeah.
But maybe not so, particularly for me, if I'm James, Hunter, Nathan, or whoever else, and I'm trying to break into the top 10 at Olympia, then maybe I'd do 2 or 3 years like that, and she would allow it, right?
Yeah.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
To achieve. No, I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like, if I...
You've got to put the misses before the Olympia, bro. You know? Even for me, like, I'll probably be in the same boat as you. That's why I might get a lot of stick, mate. Oh, you don't take it serious, but family first. You know, the Olympia fucking is. But I think it's the Olympia.
But I think what Ben's saying is she might be okay with putting up with it if he was on that doorstep.
If it was like within striking distance, and it was like I need to go a little bit extreme for 2 years, and I can break into that top 10. You're already in the top 10, so you're like, fuck it. Right, it's a slightly different, but we're not there. I'm not there. I'm not going to be there, and I need to just. And you know, I've told you, Fouad, I've bonded with my son like exponentially over the last 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that I caught it.
Yeah,
I'm great. So I don't regret anything because it's made me really appreciate where I'm at, and I appreciate her. And I'm like, fuck, I have to make it up to her now. So maybe from that, other people need to. Not go too far down that route.
Yeah. Me and you will argue till the end of time that having a cheat meal a week is where I think is totally okay and maybe even helpful, and you don't. So that's an argument we're always going to have. But more importantly is I think it's an important conversation because a lot of people that are listening are probably in your shoes where maybe they're not going to be a Nathan, they're not going to be a James, they're not going to be a Hunter, but they love bodybuilding. So you have to find a little bit of balance so you don't fuck everybody in your life.
We'll put it this way. Me being 80% this off season will allow me to bodybuild a little longer because she's going to be more she's going to let me do more preps down the line, right? Yeah. Whereas if she thinks I'm just going to be 100%, she's going to be like, hey, fuck this, it's choose one.
Well, listen, and that's part of the reason why my thinking is the way it is. Like, I've been with Summer for 15 years. So this is through the bulk of my bodybuilding career, I was with her. Mm-hmm. And the way she was able to handle it was when I was prepping, there was no corners to cut. It was just straight as an arrow all the time. And she could deal with it because she knew it was a 3-month window or a 4-month window. And then there was going to be the off season where we kind of, let off a little bit of steam and go to dinner and like have a little bit of fun. So I think at any level that you're at, I mean, Nathan's at the very top level and he says the same thing. He's got to make time for his kids. He's got to make time for his wife. So I think,
I'd say the thing that I am appreciative of is, and I've had it in the past where I've done that and the girlfriend's given me shit during the prep. Denise didn't give me shit until afterwards.
She's that's
nice. Good, bro.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
Like
she's that.
She
nice.
held it down. She held it down. Let me finish, and then went, "Hey, sit down.
Yeah,
we're having a chat. We're having a chat."
That's a good
one.
one.
I was like, so I'm like, okay, fucking fair play, because you could have given me shit at 3 weeks out, at 4 weeks out, whatever. But dude, she didn't.
That's a good woman because, man, I've coached a lot of people, and more often than not, the girl is freaking out at the end of that person's prep.
Yeah.
So the fact that she was able to like hold it down until you're done.
Yeah.
Missy, how are you with your husband in like off season? I know obviously when you're prepping, it's probably like lockdown, but like in the off season, do you guys have a little bit more leeway and do you give him more time?
Yeah, for sure. But he has his own schedule and I have my schedule, and we kind of just like meet when we can, like during the day and stuff. But like, it's awesome. He is not like jealous at all. He's super supportive. Like I was in a previous marriage a couple years ago where my ex-husband was not supportive at all. Like it was really, really hard. And that's probably another reason why I didn't do well at shows, because I was always like so concerned on like how he felt and like, I don't know. But with Matt, it's totally different. He is so secure in like us and our relationship that like he wants me to succeed more than I even want myself to.
Yeah. But do you give him time as far as like diet goes and like in the off season? Like, do you kind of take a little bit of the edge off when you're in the off season, or are you still full bore, like 100% all the time?
We're both like pretty like 100%. We'll do like a weekend cheat meal and stuff, but he's actually more strict in like the off season than I am. Because like, hey babe, let's go to like Popeyes or something. He's like, no, we can do it on Friday, but we're not doing it like during the week. I'm like, damn it.
Why is he so crazy?
I'm the one trying to get more food and stuff, and he's like, no, like,
why is he so nuts? Is it because he's trying to look out for you, or is it because he's actually just that strict with his own training?
Yeah, he's that strict, and like he wants me to obviously like look the part too and stuff. But
he's in shape pretty year round though, right?
Yeah, he looks like
yeah.
Nathan, do you completely let go in the off season, or do you still have some form of like a system down in the off season that you follow?
I have some form of system. Like I do. Ascot gives me my diet. I kind of stick to
it. there's some chicken in there somewhere, right?
I kind of stick to it. If you ask me, you say, yeah, I stick to it. But for me, if the kids want to go to McDonald's, I go to McDonald's. I don't give a fuck if it's meal number 2. For me, as long as I get my 3 meals in before the gym, which the kids are in school, I'm not too physically phased afterwards because I'll get my 3 meals in before the gym, and then train, get my meal in after, and then it's the kids' time to come home from school. And if they want to go out, I'll go out, and then I'll eat. And then if the missus wants to eat like 10 o'clock, I'll eat again. Yeah. If she gets like a medium, I'll just add 2 or 3 chicken breasts to it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Have you ever burned any friendships or relationships because of bodybuilding?
Yeah, when I first started, all my friends, we all done bodybuilding. We all done it. I was just better. That was it.
Yeah.
I was just better. And then obviously, because I got consumed. When I first started, I got consumed in the whole bodybuilding world. And, before I realized what it was all about, I was just bodybuilding every day. Mm-hmm. And then suddenly I had a ton of friends, and then I had 4 friends around me. And that was it. Everyone just got off, wasn't doing nothing. And then after 2 years of winning, mate, it became a bit lonely, Yeah. It was like doing every show every week. And I just thought, this is shit. It's fucking shit. And then I walked away from it and then just started partying. I like Ben said, I don't regret it because I rebuilt them friendships again. Well, the ones that meant something, that are more valuable. Mm. The other one, they can just fuck off. But I rebuilt them, and now I think the friendship's a lot better. And, them guys, they support me. So I learn from it. But I can't say, I regret it because it made me stronger. And basically it learned me that these people aren't really friends,
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a similar story to mine. Like when I started bodybuilding, it was probably like 8 or 9 of us that all hung out, and we used to party and bodybuild and do everything together. And then I kind of started pulling away from everybody. And next thing I know, there was like 3 or 4 people around. So
they just get jealous, right?
I don't know. I don't know if it was just jealous, just people like their lives, people have other lives. Like I'm bodybuilding, but this guy's got a full-time job now, and he's got a kid, and this guy's got 2 kids, and this guy's got so they're not in the gym all the time like I am, right? So it wasn't necessarily jealousy or like anything bad. It's just everybody's lives go like a different way, and I'm still like full-blown bodybuilding, right?
Well, like Nathan said, I find the older I get, the less friends I have, but the better quality I have.
Yeah.
Like you start to cut away that
shit.
Well, I don't know, but correct me if I'm wrong, but like when I was younger, like a lot of your friendships are based on partying or drinking or fucking whatever's going on. I think when you're older, I think the relationships you have are more based on what your lifestyle is and what kind of person you are.
Yeah, you're kind of like, well, especially when you're in school, your friendships are based on geography, right? The people that go to the same fucking places you do.
Yeah.
And that's who you...
They're all going to the same party. They're all going to the same whatever. Yeah. Yeah. I don't... as far as regretting it, I don't regret anything. I mean, I think it's like Ben said, I think if you make a choice, you've decided this is what you want to do, you have to factor into people in your life. And if they're important to you, then you make time for them. If you're not important to you, then you have to move on and do what's right for you. And then if you're doing what you think is right for you, then you're not going to regret it. You just do what you believe is your destiny, kind of thing.
I think you'll also find the right people that will ultimately support you, and rather than you making everyone else suffer, they make it easier for you.
It can be a lonely sport, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys experienced that, but like when I did go from having like a large group of friends that I was hanging out with all the time to a smaller core group that I like trained with and hung out with, it can get lonely. You're like, because there's not a lot of people that understand the lifestyle we live in. Even though like me and you, Ben, we're friends, but you're fucking 3,000 miles away. So it's like, I think people should understand if they're going to choose this lifestyle, it's not always like not a lot of us can get away with the shit Nathan gets away with. So there's not a lot of like partying involved and like, you know, it's a very cheap meals and prep. Yeah. It can be a very, you know, Nick was just talking about this on the podcast with me. He said he had his brother move out to Florida with him because he felt really alone because he was in prep and he just focused on the Arnold and there was nobody around.
Well, that's where I think I'm lucky and where Missy said that, you know, formerly it would be like the relationship was kind of resistant to what she was trying to do, whereas now where it's streamlined, right? And you find that person that actually makes things a lot easier. You're like, God, this is much easier than it used to be with the right person.
Yeah. I got lucky because Summer adapted to who I was. Because we were together for a year for my first show, and then we broke up because she's like, who the fuck are you? Like, who is this guy? Like, he doesn't care about anything but chicken and fucking working out. Like, because she was with me in the off season first when I was all lovey dovey and shit. And all of a sudden it was like prep Fouad didn't give a fuck about anything but prep.
Yeah.
But then after she realized it wasn't personal and it was like, you know, it's just the way things are, she was able to overcome it. And then we've been together, been fine ever since. So sometimes people can make the adjustment. Sometimes they can't. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.